Hello, six here. How are you today? Are you good? Are you great? Are you nice? I hope you are. So, do you miss having English classes with me? Because today I'm here to teach you English, not music. Alright? It's been a time since you don't have English classes with me, isn't it? But today we're gonna have. Ha 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 ha. So, I'm going to talk to you about a different subject today. Do you remember that once teacher looked at me to teach you about punk rock? You remember? I don't know if you were all watching that class, but it was really nice. I liked talking to you about punk rock because punk rock is one of my favorite music styles. And today, I'm here to talk to you about one of my other favorite musical styles. It's dun, 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 the rock and roll. I'm going to talk to you about rock and roll and about two of the biggest references among all the rock stars, okay? One of them is the considered king of rock, alright? It's a very nice singer and also a very nice musician. And the other one is a group of musicians that is, in my opinion, it is the biggest, it is the greatest. I like them very much. What do you think? Can you guess what are the singer and the band that I'm talking about? So, I'm gonna show you now. First of all, I'm going to talk to you about one man. He was very famous. He became very famous. He used to play using only a guitar, and he used to sing along with a band, but he was known only by his name, not by the band's name. And chun, 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 his name was, let me show you. Here. Elvis Presley, guys. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley. He was born in United States of America. Okay? And he was a musician, he was a singer, he was an actor. He did many different things. And he was known as the king of rock and roll because he used to sing and he used to play and everybody would love seeing him and listening to him. It was really nice for everybody listening to his songs and enjoying being next to him and stuff. Okay, it was really nice, and rock and roll was part of his life as well. So he would be with a different hairstyle like this, a big toupee, and he would wear different clothes. Okay, as you can see here, can you see his toupee and his different clothes? Okay, Elvis Presley was a reference in those times. Okay, everybody would love listening to Elvis songs, and also everybody would love trying to dress like him. Okay, to wear clothes like him and sing like him. A little less conversation, a little more action. He had a low voice like this, okay, and he would sing like this, and it's one for the money, one for the one, okay. So it was really nice, and everybody would love listening to him. All right. So this is one fact, and Elvis Presley is part of rock history. So he's the first that I talked about. He's really part of rock history. He's really important. He is considered the king of rock and roll. All right. And now that I talked to you about Elvis Presley, I'm going to talk about a second subject that is the band. What band do you think it is? What do you think is the name of this band that I'm talking about? Would you guess it? Chun, 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 chun. So I'm going to give you some tips. Guys, this band is not an American band. It is British, all right? So this is one tip. It's a British band. They came a little bit after Elvis Presley, okay? So when they started having success, when they started playing around the world, Elvis Presley was already playing and he was already famous. Okay, and this band is composed by four members, four men. okay? And the name of the band is the Beatles. The Beatles, guys. Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, and George Harrison. The Beatles. They are four men, and they would play rock and roll very well, very nicely. Okay, so I like the Beatles very much. To be honest with you, I like more the Beatles than Elvis Presley, because I think their songs they are more like, how can I say, they are more up to date. They are more like modern, because nowadays the bands they try to play in the same way as the Beatles used to play in those times. Can you believe it? Some of Beatles songs are listened to until today, and the bands try to do the same. They try to copy, they have references that come along with their songs. It's crazy, isn't it? So I'm gonna play some of Beatles songs here for you to listen to and see if you can remember some song that looks like one of Beatles songs. Okay, so pay attention to this one. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. This is one of Beatles songs. Let me play another one. Here. Here comes the sun, little darling. This is another Beatles song. This one is also a Beatles song. Listen. We're all in the yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. Another Beatles song. So they have many songs that are very nice, okay? This one, I like this one very much as well. Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Do you know the song? Take a sad song and make it better. Do you know it? It's okay if you don't, because they stopped playing, guys, around 1970. Okay. Now I'm gonna talk about the end of like Beatles presentations and also Elvis presentations. So Elvis started playing around 1950. Okay, so it's a long time ago. And Beatles, they started playing around 1960. Okay, so it's a long time ago as well. Okay, and the Beatles, guys, they stopped playing around 1970. Oh, so it's been a long time since they stopped. So it's normal if you don't know their songs, okay? And if you don't know how important they are to rock history and also to music history, okay? Because it's very important. Paul McCartney, he's still playing nowadays, okay? And Ringo Starr, he's also still playing. He has a band, and both of them they play around the world. They're not playing alone, they're not playing together. Paul McCartney has a band and Ringo Starr has another band, so they have different bands and they play until nowadays. Ringo Starr was Beatles drummer and Paul McCartney was Beatles bass player, but he would play piano as well. They would play different instruments all the time. They were very nice musicians. Okay, so I talked about the King of the Rock, and I also talked about a band that is still a reference to many other bands nowadays. And now in the activity, I wanna read about like each one of the two subjects that we talked. So I want to know if you can remember what's the name of the King of the Rock and what's the name of the band that's still a reference to people nowadays and to all the musicians. And I'm going to give you suggestions about songs that you can listen to and identify some subjects and try to find some verbs and other stuff in the activities that I will leave in Google Classroom. Alright, so You can take a look at the Google Classroom page, and then you are going to find one activity that is very nice and you can do and you can enjoy listening to some rock and roll. Okay, so thank you very much for watching my class. I hope you could learn a little bit about rock history and about these two legends, the man and the band. Both are legends. So bye bye, thank you very much, see you later alligator, bye bye bye, fly 60 year.